Hi, everybody. This is Rolanda Sumner, and I am so excited to have Tia Levi on. I'm going to go over her accomplishments. She's got an excellent product out, and I can't wait to share it. Tia is a retired sergeant from the United States Army. She served 15 months in Iraq. She has earned her Global War on Terrorism Medal, her Korea Defense Service Medal, and her Non-Commissioned Officer Professional Development Ribbon. Tia was a combat medic who was often in charge of teaching combat lifesaver skills to other soldiers. Tia is currently the owner and operator of Aunt Tia's Pet Treats, or ATPT, where she will be selling dog and cat treats with all natural and organic ingredients, pardon me.
That's okay.
After decades of taking care of many different types of animals and years of fostering dogs and cats, Tia combined her love for cooking and family with her love for animals and created a business that she believes will benefit the pet community. The mission of Aunt Tia's Pet Treats, or ATPT, is to provide natural, homemade, human-grade treats that your furmily
Yes.
will love. ATPT believes in healthy treats made with real ingredients and love. Aunt Tia's Pet Treats is currently professionally licensed and is working towards launching her business very soon. In addition to providing treats for sale that are good for dogs and cats, she will be donating some of her treats to the local Humane Society. Tia, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a service to our country. Thank you so much for our fur babies. I have 6 fur babies.
Oh.
So, yes, a house full and 2 kids. And 2 fish.
I don't know how you do it.
Sometimes I don't know either. But why don't you tell us more about your military service?
Okay. So I served 8 years. My first duty station was Fort Hood, Texas. From there, I deployed to Iraq I unfortunately couldn't go for the entire time because my father died right before we deployed. So that was a really rough time for me, but it made me who I am today. Definitely made me strong. Definitely made me somehow closer to my father, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, from there, I went to Fort Bragg, and that is where I earned my stripes. And from there, I went to Korea, and my last duty station was in Kansas, Fort Riley.
All right. Okay, I'm going to put it on pause real quick. You have a glare that is covering your eyes. Do you either want to take off your glasses or perfect? Okay. Can you see?
Okay. I'm kind of hiding behind them.
No, don't hide.
Okay. Okay, we're good. Let's go.
Okay. So, Tia, tell us more about your organic natural dog treats. I really like the concept that they're human grade. A lot of animal food, especially the cheap stuff, you're not able to consume it yourself, and you don't know what your pets are eating.
Exactly.
And I don't care, but I care about what goes in my puppies' bellies. So tell me more about those.
So yes, I completely agree with you there. I feel like a lot of pet treat and pet food companies kind of treat pets like second-rate citizens, like they're animals, you know. But we want them to live as long as they possibly can, to be by our sides, because they're our companions, you know. We have therapy animals, you know. It's proven that having a pet is like having a family member. Therefore, I put the word furmily in my in my mission statement. But yes, so there's no fillers, no salt, no white sugar. The only sweetener I use is honey and the Rebas, and I'll tell you the story of why I put honey in the Rebas later. But every treat actually has a story. Every treat is named after a cat or a dog from the past or present. So whether they've passed and, gone over the Rainbow Bridge or they're still with us, they get a treat named after them. So I have so many pets that it would be impossible for me to have a treat for all of them. And I narrowed it down to 5. So I have a grain-free option for the people who prefer grain-free for their pets. And I know that's a really big thing right now. I'm actually thinking of doing it for my dog now. But I also have a peanut-free treat for people who, may have a dog that has peanut allergies.
I never even thought that animals had so many allergies. Like my dog Chloe is allergic. Penny's allergic to corn. Chloe's allergic to everything. And then there's peanut allergies. It's amazing how sensitive they are. Like, how do they survive? Because there's so many animals who can't, they can't tell anybody that they feel sick, and they have to eat whatever garbage that their people feed them.
Yeah, and then it just sends them into an early grave, and that makes me sad. So I want to help people eliminate that. Absolutely. But there are, unfortunately, animals with peanut allergies. So I have a peanut-free, the Chewies, which is named after my dog Chewy, who passed a couple years ago, unfortunately. He was a little black Pomeranian. He had little big man syndrome, so his treats are really big oat paws. So they're made with organic oats, organic reduced sodium chicken broth, organic cage-free egg, and I added some organic rosemary in there as well for breath. And it's good for them. I can't say that, this will make your dog healthier, but it sure won't put them into an early grave,
What other treats do you offer?
Okay, so the Rebas, let's talk about those. Reba was a red coonhound. She, I'm not sure if you saw on my page, she passed last year, and we threw a party for her. She was just the sweetest, so I had to have honey in her treat, and I had to have peanut butter because peanut butter was her absolute favorite. In fact, those became her favorite treats. She just became prima donna. She did not want any other treats. So. But those have peanut butter, which is one ingredient. I don't use any salt or anything, so just ground peanuts and organic whole wheat flour and, all natural spring water. And organic cage-free egg once again. And I also add turmeric in there for added benefit.
Okay. So
she was an older dog, so I kind of try to put a little bit of the personality of the dog or cat into the treat. Whatever their favorite food was. Like Chewy's was chicken, so his is a chicken flavor, and it's big because he has a big personality. The Elvies are the grain-free treat. They have coconut flour instead of wheat flour, which is organic still, and peanut butter. They also have organic reduced sodium chicken broth, and they have some organic unsweetened applesauce as well. But he was a little dachshund with little big man syndrome as well. So I just thought, pack a bunch of flavors into one treat, and that's Elvie. He was just a ball of energy, so a little burst of energy, so a burst of flavor for Elvie.
Amazing. So how did you get started with making dog treats? Because that's a departure from the military. Like, how did you go from medicine to making food for your pet?
Well, it's still medicine. Food is medicine. If more people started to realize that, more people would be on a path to wellness. But that's another story. But for their pets, people are more health conscious for their pets in most cases, which is a good thing. It's a really good thing because they live significantly less than us. So let's try and make them live as long as possible. But the way I got into it it's just therapy. I suffer from PTSD and major depressive disorder, and sometimes things just get really rough. What I've always done that made me feel better was cook for my family. I show my love by nurturing and taking care of people and animals, and so I started to bake for the dogs, and it was therapeutic, and I needed some way to make money, because I didn't want to sit at home, after the military, after 8 years of
going,
go
constantly
all the time. I can't just sit down and do nothing. So
yeah.
I have to do something. And so I combine my love for animals, my love for family, hence the Aunt Tias, because I love my nieces and my new nephew. And yes, I gush over them. I just love them so much. And I just combined all that into and made it a business. It hasn't been going as fast as I'd like it to, due to different things that have come up. But my boyfriend bought a house, so now we're good. So I have a base. Yeah. So at least I have a base now, so I can move forward.
So thank you for being transparent about that, because a lot of people think that when you wake up one day, you have an idea and then you launch the business and there's no problems. And oftentimes, when you're starting out, even when you're going along the way, there's hiccups, there's roadblocks. There might be a personal setback, regardless of mental health or family or whatever the case be. You may not be able to dedicate that much time to it because you have a job or a family, and you have to pay more attention to your family than you can on your business. So that's a real thing, having a set date, and then you have to push it back some more because life is there. You have to take care of life. So thank you for being transparent with that, because honestly, there's not enough business owners out there who are open about that.
And I meant to make that a point today, to be transparent a little, not too much, but let people know that, it's hard. It's not, I have this wonderful, you can have the best idea in the world. If you don't have the motivation and you don't have the resources, or any number of things, you have to have a perfect concoction of things to run a business. And if one thing is off, then you may be set back.
And you know what? Setbacks are normal.
That's okay.
Don't stop because it's not perfect, because guess what? It's never, ever, ever, ever going to be perfect. You just got to, put together what you can and then go forward. Mess up and then continue to go forward even after the mess up.
Yes.
So you mentioned mental health, and I think we both share the same affliction. How are you able to stay motivated in that dark time?
Honestly, with my boyfriend's support, therapy, medication, meditation, plenty of that, and just the animals in my life. Really. And my nieces and my nephew, my sisters, my mom, that's my nucleus.
Yes.
That seems to be all I need in life,
I agree with your toolkit. You have a support system, you have your pets, you have meditation. And I know, like, everybody knows when I'm off. And I know when I'm off because I didn't meditate. Like, I'll meditate every day, and then for like a week I won't. And that week I don't. It's all off. Everything's a little bit off kilter.
When you don't do the things that you need to do,
Yes. Medication, absolutely. Now listen, medication is not for everybody. Some people are not into medication. However, it's something that you really should consider if you're having a severe mental health issue and you're in crisis. Medication, yes. The right medication with the right practitioners will get you back on track and keep you away from crisis. And that's the most important thing, staying out of crisis, which is the beautiful thing about owning your business. It is a lot of work. You'll work way more than you ever do on your own business than you do at a regular 9-to-5. However, you're not stuck to someone else's schedule.
Right.
So if you're off, then guess what? You take a break, or you develop systems within your organization to accommodate you when you're having a tough time.
Definitely.
Listen,
I'm sorry. I wanted to share a couple pieces of advice if we have time.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So 2 pieces of advice. Say no more often. Say yes more often. Say no to the things that, your coworkers, your family members, they always want you to do. You always do them. You don't always necessarily want to do them. Just say no every once in a while. See what happens. See how you feel. See, how they react, and go from there. And say yes more often. Drink that glass of wine. Have that mental health day. Take that trip for once. Just once a week, say no to something you would normally not say no to. And say yes to something that, you would normally just abstain from. You would normally just say, oh, I don't need that, or I don't have time for that, or I don't deserve that, just do it.
I love that advice. I absolutely love that advice. Reclaiming your time and setting boundaries is so important. And guess what? The people around you will get used to it. At first, they'll be stink, like, she said no. But after they hear no a couple of times, they know not to ask too often. They know to make their ask important. Like, when I ask you, I really need something. Saying no is so healthy. It's a sentence. No.
Yes, it is.
Put up with anything. You don't have to write a long letter to explain. You could just say no. Why? Because I choose not to do that right now. And it doesn't have to be in a bad way. You just don't want to do it. And saying yes to new things, saying yes to yourself. Ladies, we need to say yes to ourselves more often.
We do. We really do.
That is wonderful advice.
Over nurturing, sometimes over giving. We have to step back and think about ourselves sometimes. That's my biggest problem.
Well, like you mentioned wine. So everybody's this full cup of wine or a full cup of water. And if you keep splashing out of it to give to everybody else, you keep taking ladles and spoons and pouring into everybody else, eventually you find yourself empty.
Yes.
And you feel resentful because you're empty. Because you never took the time to say no to serving someone else some wine or water. And you never took the time to say, yes, please refill me back up. So yes, you have to say no and yes in that order sometimes. To keep yourself full so you can serve other people. But you're not really, it sounds terrible, but you're not worth a whole lot if you're exhausted. You can't really serve other people if you're drained and resentful and laid out sick. And that's how we know that we've done too much, women, is because we'll get sick. It's usually our body is like, that's enough, sit down.
Yeah.
So how can we find you? How can we get Tia's, Auntie Tia's Pet Treats? You've already started up your Facebook page with your beautiful logo, and you've been sharing your family and your pets with us on Facebook. How can we find you?
Okay, so facebook.com/AuntTias, or you could also find me on Instagram at the same AuntTias. Those are really the main 2 platforms that I'm on right now. And you can also reach out to me at tia@anttias.com.
Okay, and do you have a newsletter where we can sign up? Like if we go on your website, can we sign up on your newsletter so we can get your alert when you launch?
I'm still working on my website. That's why I'm directing people to my Facebook page, because I'm still working on my website. And yes, I will have a newsletter. And when people sign up for the newsletter, I will be offering 10% off their purchase.
All right. So listen, everybody, stay tuned to her Facebook page, especially if you love your pets and you cherish your pets and you want them to be healthy. If you have a service dog or cat that nurtures you and helps you stay stable, pay attention, because they'll need some nice treats. They'll need something to make them happy, a great reward. Now, how can we help you while you're still developing your business? How can we help you continue to give to the Humane Society? Because I believe you're in the process of, forming the structure for a nonprofit.
Right. I actually, I will go nonprofit in the future, but I've been thinking against that for a few reasons. I've consulted a few people and kind of thought against it for now. But I will be donating to the Humane Society. I actually just donated some treats today to the Anderson County Humane Society. So that was pretty awesome.
So what Tia will do in the future, go ahead, I'm listening.
Sorry. They can help me by liking the Facebook page or the Instagram page, following. And at 300 likes on my Facebook page, I will be doing another giveaway. So they'll be able to try the treats for free. Yay. Most of the time, everyone that tries to win does win. So.
Okay. Well, you guys heard it from her. That's how you can help her get the word out. And when it's time to launch, make sure you line up and you purchase some treats as well, because part of that purchase will go towards donating to pets that need a home at the Humane Society. It's a wonderful organization that keeps pets from being homeless. They find foster parents, and that's where you can go adopt your pet. So every little bit helps. Thank you so much, Tia. Are there any last words you might have for us?
I just want to say thank you so much for having me. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you for anyone who comes by and likes the page, even if you just stop by, the giveaway and try to win some treats. If you like them, great. If you don't, send them to someone who will.
Since you're not eating them, your pets will like them.
Yeah, exactly. Your pets will like them. If you decide, it's not for you, then just tell a friend. And I understand not everyone is going to like the idea of the product. I hope everyone does. I really do. I hope everyone does. And so far, I say I've got 100% likability. So I've done two giveaways so far. I ramble when I'm nervous. I'm sorry. But I've done 2 giveaways so far, and so far the feedback has been wonderful. So awesome. I'm doing something right.
Yes, because if they're anything like my pets, I swear to goodness. Chloe's picky, but she likes the finer things. Yes. So when you start to sell, let me know, because I'll buy some. She's really picky. She's a little puppy snob.
Yes, Rudy's the same way. That's why he's my taste tester.
Oh, good.
He's my official taste tester. If Rudy doesn't eat it, it doesn't get sold, or it doesn't get given away, donated, whatever. He will sniff it and he will go crazy for it. Or, I'm hoping I don't end up, disappointing him someday. But so far, he's never been disappointed, and none of my other customers have either. So
awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. Make sure you stay tuned and follow Life After Service Transitional Coaching on Facebook, lifeafterservicecoaching.com, and join my Facebook small business group, the Women Veteran Small Business Group. It's exclusively for women veterans entrepreneurs. And I'll talk to you next week.